kind of it fell out of the sky, landed on your face, and started to wiggle.
The man is an ass!
The great outdoors.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars, welcome to another classic film review. Today's classic film review is for the 1988 comedy film, The Great Outdoors. The film was written by the late great John Hughes, directed by Howard Deutsch, and it stars Dan Aykroyd and John Candy. And actually, this was also the feature film debut of Annette Bening, I believe. Now, this film focuses on John Candy and his family that go on vacation to some cabin in the woods to rekindle some old memories from when he and his wife honeymooned there. And he used to go there with his father when he was younger. So he wants to rekindle some of those memories with his family now and pass on the torch sort of thing. However, Dan Aykroyd's character, Roman Craig, who is a relative, turns up unannounced, and the John Candy character, Chet Ripley, is not that fond of him or his family really, but they have to put up with them for the whole week on vacation. Needless to say, everything goes wrong. They get on each other's nerves consistently, and yeah, it all goes from there. What are my thoughts on The Great Outdoors? Well, this is a film that I have a huge amount of affection for. It's a film that I grew up with, that we used to watch regularly on VHS and things. We used to rent it all the time. It's one of those, whenever it came on the TV, we'd always watch it, sort of thing. And it's one of those films that has got a lot of affection by a lot of people. It's like a lot of people's favourite, like, vacation or holiday movies sort of thing. And it's a lot of fun. It's really chilled out watch. It's not offensive. It's family friendly for the most part. And it's a right nice, relaxed watch that will make you laugh and giggle. And actually, when it was first released, this film was, from what I remember, and certainly from the things that I've looked at researching for this, it was not well liked by critics, and it didn't make a profit at the box office really. It didn't do particularly well, but it found a life of its own once it got onto home video and things like that. And it is now, I think, rightly seen as a classic by many. Now, the pairing of John Candy and Dan Aykroyd shouldn't be a surprise. It's magic. They are brilliant together. Now, John Candy, generally speaking, is fantastic no matter who he pairs up with, whether it be Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, whoever it is, he's always golden, John Candy. Very much like Dan Aykroyd. They can kind of team up and share the screen with other actors, and it just works. They've got great chemistry, generally speaking, with whoever they work with. But these two guys are just absolutely brilliant here in this film. John Candy is one of my favourite comedy actors of all time. And he's, in regards to things like planes, trains and automobiles, he played the annoyance in that film. In this film, it's Dan Aykroyd that plays that character. Dan Aykroyd is the annoyance in this film, and John Candy is the straight guy. And it goes to show as well the versatility of the actor, John Candy. Again, a lot of people don't give comedy actors enough respect. John Candy was incredibly versatile. And just a great actor. And he plays a very convincing straight man here, a very convincing loving family man. And Dan Aykroyd plays a very convincing annoyance that just grinds on you really throughout most of the film. And you can put yourself in the John Candy boots and just imagine how annoying it would be. Number one, someone turning up without being invited. I personally would hate that. And then having to put up with them for a whole week by being polite sort of thing, which would be the right thing to do, obviously. But some of the stuff they get up to, I mean, there's so many high points in this film. You know, the old 96er when he eats that massive steak is quite funny. The raccoons constantly going through the rubbish. When he goes for a horse ride and it refuses and he has to get off and it runs off, it's funny. The boat scene, the water skiing stuff is very, very funny, where they go fishing and they get up with the leeches on them, is it? Is it leeches? That's funny. I mean, there's just scene after scene. It's just a delight to watch. It's very, very funny. And the climax of the film is very funny too, because it starts off with him telling the story to his family at the beginning of a bear he met when they were honeymooning there. And he embellishes the story a little bit to scare everybody and the kids and stuff. And he does a really good job, actually, John Candy. And then, obviously, the film concludes with the reappearance of this bear, very menacing bear. And it's just done really, really well. It's a nice conclusion to the film. And you leave this film with a smile on your face, and that's what I really, really like about it. The only niggle with it is the love story with one of his sons, Buck, played by Chris Young. John Candy falls in love with one of the locals, and they keep constantly going back and forth to that, which, honestly, the film didn't really need, if I'm going to be particularly critical. But I understand it was the 80s. They kind of wanted to put all these feel-good moments in these films, and American comedies are renowned for, like, sprinkling sugar and syrup over comedies. And I think this one just does a brilliant, brilliant job of A, entertaining, B, making you laugh and giggle. It's not one of those comedies where you'll just be in stitches laughing. It's one of those, like I say, you can just sit back, chill, and have a good watch and have a nice giggle here and there with it, because it's got great performances. Like I say, there's some lovely, lovely comedy moments in it. It's ripped straight from the 80s. Probably much of it wouldn't work today, and if they tried to do this, they'd probably make it, lowbrow humour sort of thing. They do vacation comedies these days, and they're nowhere near as funny, in my opinion. But this is a classic 80s one. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I'm a real big fan of it. I've got a lot of affection for it. It's one of those 80s comedies that I'm always on the lookout to watch. I really enjoyed rewatching it to do this review, and it's one I am eagerly looking to add to the collection. So check out The Great Outdoors if you've never seen it. You won't be disappointed. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and of course I will be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.